Hi, I'm Randy Robison. This is Life Today TV. I have the teaching pastor at Southeast Christian Church in Louisville, Kentucky, and the author of Not a Fan and the new book, Gods at War. Kyle Idleman's with me.
That's good to be here.
Good to see you again.
Thanks for having me back on.
You've been here before.
Yeah,
so
one other time.
We're like old friends.
Yeah, it's picking up where we left off.
I want to get you a little bit off message, because on the show, on Life Today, you talk about Gods at War and what that means. If you want to check that out, go to lifetoday.org. Definitely watch Kyle there. What is a teaching pastor?
What is a teaching pastor? Well, I think it's different in different churches. For me, I preach about half the time at the church, and then the way we have our leadership set up at the church, the senior pastor and I, who do the preaching and teaching, are also elders that oversee the staff and the church on a day-to-day basis.
So they never know who they're going to get on a weekend?
They don't know who they're going to get.
And they're okay with that?
They're okay with that.
How many people you talk to?
Our average weekend attendance is maybe 23,000.
That's a lot.
It is a lot, yeah.
You ever get, is this just something that just naturally occurs to you to get talk to that many people? 'Cause that is a lot.
I think it's like anything else, you get used to it a little bit. And in some ways, talking to a group of a few hundred people is more intimidating because you can make eye contact.
Oh, yeah.
And so if they're not paying attention, like you see it, but if somebody's in a crowd of 6,000 or 7,000, they get lost.
Yeah.
And so, you don't get as caught up in the individual response because you're talking to a larger group. Mm-hmm. But no, I think it's like anything else. After a while, you just seems like what's normal.
Is this what you went to college for? Did you go and take communications classes? And then
preaching.
Yeah,
Preaching, teaching.
Where at?
Ozark Christian College. It's in Missouri. It's a ministry Bible program.
And you just happened to land at the fourth largest church in the U.S.
Well, I started as a church planter in Los Angeles, California. So I started a new church out of seminary, and then about 10 years ago moved to Louisville, Kentucky. What's cool is the church that I started, I think 2 years ago, was the fastest growing church in the country. They run 5,000 or 6,000 people there, and it's gone on to do incredible things in Los Angeles. And so I was a church planter, and then went to one of the largest churches in the country. It was kind of whiplash, ministry whiplash.
Yeah.
But my thing is that God is at work in a lot of different ways in a lot of different places, and it is it's a humble joy to just jump in and be a part of it wherever He's at.
So what do you say to somebody who's young and an aspiring preacher? They want to talk to 22,000 people a weekend.
Well, I would start by saying, don't want to talk to 22,000 people. To have an audience of one. That's really what I made a commitment towards long ago. The first church I ever preached at was a church of about 30 people. And I got, early on, very caught up in making sure that people liked me. And I became pretty insecure as a communicator because I'm up there preaching, but I'm thinking about what they're going to say when I'm done as they walk out the door and, tell me my hands are in my pocket too long and I didn't make good eye contact and, just some little old church ladies who come and give you their honest opinion. And so I would get a little bit intimidated by that. And then I just started to pray that prayer, God, this is for you. And so, Lord, you be my audience of one. And my prayer continues to be the same. And it's important to know and to understand that God makes it grow. So our call is to be faithful. And we don't want to measure success by how many people are coming in and out. We want to measure success by our faithfulness to God's Word, what He's called us to. Yeah. And so I would tell a young preacher who's wanting to make a big difference and to influence this world, be a light, to have an audience of one, and then you trust God for growth. And your measure at the end of the day is to be a faithful servant. And you might have 10 people or you might have 10,000 people. Mm-hmm. That's up to God.
Mm-hmm. Good advice. You're also a father of 4?
Yeah.
What's the age range there?
I've almost got 2 teenagers. I've got a 14-year-old and a 12-year-old, soon to be 13. And then an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old. 3 girls and a little boy.
Okay, yeah. So 4 and 6 years, roughly. You and I did the same thing.
Really?
5.5 years.
You have 4 kids?
4 and 5.5 years.
You just get it done, man.
That's what I said. It's like and then there's life after kids, right?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm hoping.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, there better be. Otherwise, yeah. But so, what do you guys do when you're not pastoring and preaching? What do you do at the family?
As a family?
Yeah.
Well, we live in Kentucky, so we love to ride horses. I don't like to ride horses, but my wife and daughters love to ride horses. I love to be outside. Yeah. And so we will enjoy the outdoors as much as we can in Kentucky. And that's kind of a big thing. I go to a lot of volleyball games for my daughters, more than I thought I would ever go to. But I like it. I'm surprisingly, volleyball is very competitive, and I like the sport. In 2 weeks, we're getting ready to go as a family to Haiti and nice. On a mission trip and working with some orphanages in Haiti. And so, we keep busy. Are you purposely avoiding that classic mistake of the pastor father who forsakes his family for the church? Yeah, I am purposely avoiding it. It's quite intentional to not slip into that. In fact, my wife and I, we have a 2-night rule right now for this season of our marriage. We've prayed about it and just have said, look, I'm not going to travel or be gone for more than 2 nights. And so we really try to honor that. And if I go somewhere for more than 2 nights, I always take one of the kids with me. And so I don't do a lot of traveling. And if I do, they're either with me or it's brief. Good for you. Yeah. So that goes to your message of getting things in order, that top button illustration. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Well, there's so many examples that we can learn from. And I don't know, I don't know if the generation before, I grew up as a preacher's kid as well. And, I have the benefit of kind of learning from my dad in many good ways, but also in ways of, it got really busy with ministry. Ministry is very demanding. It can be demanding time-wise, and certainly emotionally, and so just, and he's a voice in my ear on that too. Just, protect that. You don't want to look back with regrets on these things. Right. Good. And for the record, my dad was perfect. He did nothing wrong as a father. So, job security. That's right. I'd say the same thing. Okay. What's the website? People want to catch up with your church, check you out? Probably godsatwar.com is good to kind of check out the book and some of the resources that go along with that. Or KyleIdleman.com has all my sermons on it and information about the church and links to other projects. And big, wide shots of the massive audience. I don't know if there are any of those. Well, go find out. Check out Kyle. Check out his book, Gods at War. And definitely check him out on Live Today. Thanks, Stu, for being here. It's good to have you. Thanks, man. It's great to see you.